this should be interesting. RNGesus has put in a lot of work in the last year, but not too tournament tested. TapatioJ has been, look at this time, that's a 39 for RNGesus, and it's a mid 41 for TapatioJ. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, although we're calling RNGesus a rookie in this tournament, he's not a rookie to GG speedruns because he did take part in the Battle Royale that happened last year.
Well, yes, was in the Battle Royale, but you have to remember what is going on RNGesus side. That was wild looking. Okay, we are not 100% what happened. We know RNGesus had rockets and is hunting that orb. No orb yet, and just getting grenades. Meanwhile, TapatioJ rocking along here with the Razor Shield, trying to get in a late orb for RNGesus. That time is pretty great.
Yeah, 120 exiting to eat my shrapnel. It's a very good time. TapatioJ not too far behind with a little shrapnel. Unfortunately, took some time there. 128 for him.
So it's going to be about an 8-second lead and an orb advantage for RNGesus. That isn't a too telling yet. You know, this invulnerability might be good for Taps just to clean up the mess here. Going to lose a couple seconds, though, for sure, with those 4 guys being on screen, the shrapnels. I haven't really talked about that. 18 shrapnels to kill in this room. You can only have a max of 4 on the screen at a time. It's almost like an auto-scroller. You can do it in 42.5 seconds if you optimally kill everything. But if you're not keeping those shrapnels under control or the swarmers in the set amount, you are going to drop some serious time.
Yeah, TapatioJ finally getting an orb, but RNGesus is out into total carnage there. Gets a good rocket power up there. TapatioJ not too far, about 212, 213 out of my shrapnel.
So it only lost a second to 2 seconds in that room. It was about 128 coming out. So a 210 or a 211. Oh, and goes down to a shrapnel.
Yeah, it gets sniped. It just kind of snuck its way in there.
So now Taps will be in the chase position and will be dropping time with each passing moment without an orb here. You just can't get the kill rate high enough without that second firing platform. So early advantage RNGesus and looking very sharp thus far, I might add.
Yeah, TapatioJ is just getting a lot of good drops. Just, you want to see an orb. He's getting kind of bailed out a little bit with his Razor Shield. He's getting a bunch of spreaders too.
I kind of disagree with the letting that nuke linger that long. When you have that spreader like that, you're better to just use it quickly and keep the spreader so you can continue the kill rate afterwards when you try to get another power up. And despite the struggles here, Tapatio will be in at a 314, so having a shot as it's time for some Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Product placement with Taco Bell. RNGesus is into tank trouble. What are you expecting?
Well, I want some better drops for sure. He gets a spreader, and then unfortunately we get a little bit of a pause on the stream. But he's probably killing both gunners as we speak. He's very good at keeping center control. He does, for the most part, play normal percent, so he's not a novice when it comes to keeping control of rooms.
So yes, indeed, and has a Razor Shield with rockets on Taps. Oh boy, that is pretty fantastic. Can RNGesus finish the room and keep the spreader? No, I'll have to grab it here before the end of the room.
Taps is doing the safety strat. Unfortunately, he gets his
Look
orb
at
clipped.
this time. This is a 401 for RNGesus. This is phenomenal.
Yeah, he had some great. We weren't able to see the luck, unfortunately, but it looked like he got Razor Shield, he got rockets, and he was in tank trouble. So
and a spreader to open. Oh
crazy.
My! Will he get
to grab it? Yes,
yes.
He will. And the swirl just runs into him, so he doesn't have to worry about taking care of it with the spreader. Gets a lot of good damage here. Gets
one but gets sniped, unfortunately, as the invulnerability runs out.
Yeah, that's the risk you kind of run by not killing the gunners at the beginning of the room. But, you know, with the spreader, he had to take that risk. It's like he's kind of on PB pace right now, though. He wants to see more spreaders to kind of close it out, though.
I mean, he's got a shot. He would definitely need a really good spreader here. You'd want it for the transfer damage to the final form just to help kill him a little quicker. Dye's getting the grenade, so maybe a spreader pickup here that'd be worthwhile. And that's quite the pose that is used in. It looks like it was a lobber here as Taps continues to try to deal with the gunners. Dye's going for a lobber.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see what RNGesus is doing right now with this feed just stuttering like it is, but it looks like he's on the 2-arm pop form. TapatioJ still on 2 arms right now. And I hope we didn't
hopefully we didn't lose RNGesus completely here. We may have to see if after this match if RNGesus has something open that might be hurting the stream quality to Twitch.
So he's on the penultimate form. TapatioJ only popped one arm so far. It's pretty much RNGesus' match to lose at this point. He's way far ahead at the moment. A spreader maybe could get TapatioJ back into it, but he's got to get it very soon.
And indeed, RNGesus on to the final form here. Just gonna, looks like, ride the grenade train and looking for a low to mid 6 right now. Definitely a chance for a good opening time here as Tapatio's had a rough go most of the way.
The grenade, unfortunately, wasn't enough to do it. This lobber should do it, though, for RNGesus as he locks up game number 1.
TapatioJ dies, trying to manual a little. Has popped the chest, but that's it. RNGesus will get about a 624, 625, and will take the opening salvo in this match.
Yeah, TapatioJ has got to limit his deaths a little bit more. Just, you can't really make those kind of mistakes when you're playing someone like RNGesus. He is the number 7 seed with a PB time of 5:35. Definitely a very capable, very good player to run against, and just you got to limit those deaths and kind of keep the kill count up. Just better execution from TapatioJ if he wants to win this match.
Yep, I mean, you know, you can have a bad run like this. At least it only costs you one race playing to this level. Hopefully can shake it off and can play a little bit better going forward here as Tap's pushing for extra damage with the grenades there. You can actually deal a little extra damage with them. It's not an excessive amount, but it's a little bit. And getting to the final four man, yeah, it gets clipped. You can see that run coming at him there, unfortunately.
He just missed that lobber there. He's going to get this rockets. Hopefully, it should be enough to finish up the run here for TapatioJ. He gets more rockets. That should seal it, though, if it wasn't going to be enough. Unless he gets run over, that's unfortunate for him. But and then a key.
Oh my goodness! Maybe we'll get it all out of the way now.
Yeah, you might as well get all the bad luck out this run.
That was close. That was close to death. And another key. Taps, no doubt, is not going to be real impressed. You can see by his head shake, and when he saw the finish from RNGesus, kind of going, well, you know, it was a decent time, but man, you got to hope Taps can shake this one off. Down 1-0 here to RNGesus. Be sure to ask RNGesus if he's got anything open that might be affecting his output to Twitch. Some real stutters and issues there, and that's actually something RNGesus has dealt with before. Prince Leaf mentioned the PB being a 535. Technically, RNGesus has a 534 and change. There was an issue on a stream, though, where the visual feed literally cut out, leaving the Mutoid Man room, and we could not confirm an official time, so we had to actually disqualify that submission from RNGesus. We don't often have to reject runs, but that was one that, like, we can't see you leave the room. We cannot frame count it. And when you're under 6 minutes, we frame count every single run. So technically a little better than the PB says, but, you know, RNG can go sub 530. It can definitely happen. So for those just joining us, we've had 2 matches previously this evening. Akarasi versus Teen is Brutal. Our rookie Teen sweeps Akarasi, the veteran, out of the tournament. Following that, Drumboardist and Coolio had a very entertaining and close matchup, with Coolio taking the opening game, but then Drumboardist came roaring on back to take games 2, 3, and 4 to move on to the next round to face Ares Fire Tiger.
Okay, so we did get a little bit of confirmation that there was something open, so I think we've got that taken care of now. RNGesus is ready to go. We're just waiting on a ready from TapatioJ, and we'll get going.
Awesome. So we'll have to wait and see what the plan is here from Tapatio this time around. Definitely got to keep the orb a little healthier. Did have an opportunity, but once that orb went down, RNGesus really pushed the advantage. Got some good drops as well. Don't get me wrong. In Tank Trouble, we could see the end result of the pickups having, you know, Razor Shield and rockets and spreaders, kept the orb alive the whole time, and got a 401 into the Mutoid Man room, which is fantastic.
All right, I just counted them in. We should be getting going here shortly. Hopefully that should fix our little issues with RNGesus' feed. I think he closed it up.
Well, either way, guys, who's going to win game number 2? Is TapatioJ going to strike back and make this a best of 3? Is RNGesus going to take a stranglehold here and make it 2-0? Personally, I don't see RNGesus getting as many good drops, and I expect Taps to play better. But I think this one's going to be finished. It's going to be less than a 10-second gap when it's all said and done. I don't know who's going to win it, but I'm expecting to be within 10 seconds of one another.
Yeah, TapatioJ can definitely hang with the best of the best. Sure, he got that sub 6, and just he's improved it a little bit since joining the club, but he can definitely hang with everybody as we are underway here. The feed, unfortunately, is still not fixed on RNGesus' side, so I think we're gonna have to just deal with that for this entire matchup.
Yeah, this is quite the obnoxious outcome here. That's a solid high 40 there for TapatioJ, and it appears that it yeah, I can't even tell about the time. Looks like it was probably around a 39 or a low 40 for RNGesus leaving the room. So slight hole shot for RNGesus as TapatioJ getting a spreader and then a nuke. See, here again, this is where you should collect that nuke while you still have the spreader on board.
Yeah, meanwhile, nobody's got the orb yet, but the power-ups have kind of been decent for both players.
And there's the orb for TapatioJ, right as you were saying it, Prince Leaf. Let's see if Taps can keep it healthy here, as RNGesus is just holding the middle, hoping and firing away here, and will take it into the next room, a 124. Actually, it's pretty much a dead heat, 124, 124. Yeah, TapatioJ got to keep that orb healthy, though.
Yeah, Jay's just about 1 second behind on the feed, but yeah, very, very good going into this match. In this room.
And something you can do in this room, if you don't have the orb and you want to try to control it early on, you can choose a shrapnel to ignore and just let it wander the room. Focus then on all the subsequent ones, because more than likely that shrapnel's going to explode long before the room ends. You don't actually have to kill it yourself.
Yeah, and as soon as he explodes, that's when another one will spawn too. So it's kind of a bonus if you let him sit, but you don't want him to pile up still, so you can still lose time if you let him get to 4.
So we apologize for the issues here. RNGesus, we're having some kind of feed issue. It's on his end, not from our restreamer. We've had no other issues tonight. So that was a great time for TapatioJ, like a 207, I think. And it looks like RNGesus still no orb, but as I say, it finally gets one.
And he also gets a Razor Shield. He's had the better drop so far in Total Carnage here. Meanwhile, TapatioJ gets a Razor Shield. It's in a bad location, but he still picks it up to gain control of the center.
Oh, you pretty much go get a Razor Shield unless it's very late in the room. It's always a good pickup in this room.
Yeah, just you want to. I think it was about midway through. He should probably be a little more aggressive with it. He's not aggressive.
Oh, great time here for Taps. Look at this. It's going to be a 3-0-1. What's RNGesus going to have? It's going to be quite a bit higher, as you can tell, because waiting for that orb, but still should be about a 10-second lead as it's time for some Taco Bell. Taco Bell product placement with Taco Bell. Let's wait and see. Will TapatioJ be able to hold out of the orb here? Tank trouble is the big test when it comes to that orb retention.
It's like all comes down to this first drop. If it's a rocket, that'd be great. Spreader's not bad. He can
not bad, and if you get close enough, you can kill both, but it's very aggressive movement required. Not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, I actually do kind of like the invulnerability drop in this room, just because it takes your focus off of the turret fire, so you can more or less focus on just getting the foot soldiers getting control of the center. But if you get it a little late, you lose control by that point.
Taps is doing a fair amount of movement to try to keep the orb healthy. So far, so good. Really having to dance carefully. Well, RNGesus is keeping the middle a little more solid, so definitely biting into that lead. And now getting a Razor Shield. That's a great drop. And then rockets. And Taps still keeping the orb healthy, but it's a lot of corner play and a lot of crossover. Not what you want to see.
Yeah, the Razor Shield definitely more important on RNGesus' side. He's going to close the gap a little bit. It looks like they're out at about the same time.
It's pretty much a dead heat here, guys, as we head into the Mutoid Man room. Both with a shot at sub 6 here, for sure.
Well, I think TapatioJ still has the lead just because he's a second behind RNGesus, but from the feeds just in general, they were dead even.
It's a very slight lead here, but RNG's is getting the weapons thus far. Tap's getting nothing. We'll not be able to tell about a ball buster for RNG's most likely. Taps cannot get it as Mutoid Man flexes into it, and the drops are just killing Taps right now.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, a double arm blow, and RNG's has definitely had a spreader for big damage there. Huge opening here for RNG's to go up 2-0, potentially.
Unfortunately, we don't know if he got the ball buster. I would say probably not, just given where he was at.
Here's a spreader for Taps though, so we'll be able to probably get it to 2 arms popped here. Still alive, still trying to manual, gets the second arm, could potentially get that lobber, and will. Great job by TapatioJ.
Yeah, those are some great manuals on his part. Very, very good stuff from him. It looks like he has closed the gap between him and RNG's, but just stuttering, frame rate and stuff. We can't really tell where he's at entirely.
He's closed the gap, but it's still a RNG's lead. Is that oh, Taps died going for the spreader, I think.
It looked like he was kind of behind the Mutoid Man too,
So it's going to be a tight thing here, but it's still a lead for RNG's. We have another pause, unfortunately. Probably going to be on final form when it comes back based on the weapon. Here's a Taps opportunity, but that could be blocked. Mutoid gets in the way. Can Taps reach it?
Oh, he just missed it by a frame. Oh, that you hate to see that. That was definitely what he needed to close this one out.
Okay, and RNG's apparently has got this wrapped up here. We have got to figure something out about that feed. I'm going to try to talk with him after the race here, because this is really not working as a viewer-based race game here. But it's going to be 2-0 RNG's. So Leaf, why don't you promote the upcoming matchups? I'm just going to hit the matchup channel.
Okay then. So once more, just going through the schedule coming up, we have 3 matches going tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. We got Mr. Dino versus E.T. Go Ham to start that lineup. It's a bracket 4 matchup. That's the kind of theme for the day, except until we get to Telio 1 and Sigma Fan. So following that one, it's going to be myself versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles master, known as Skunky 48. Should be a very good matchup. It's got some good history with this game. Very, the reason why he even got into Smash TV was because NES was out of commission. So he picks up Smash TV, he gets a sub 6. So some impressive stuff from him. Should be a very good matchup. And then following that one, we got Telio 1, the absolute master of the Mutoid Man, versus Sigma Fan. Again, some fun note about this match. This is a bounty hunt for both racers. There is a $25 bounty on Telio 1, provided from 40 watt range, and then there's a Sigma Fan bounty placed on her from yours truly, since I put that one at the beginning of the tourney. So a good matchup for them. It's like some fireworks, some very close competitive, plus there's some money on the line for both of them. And on top of that, there's also some toss-up prizes, which still have not been claimed, that can possibly also be claimed by these racers tomorrow. And then on Saturday, we got the number 1 seed and my co-commentator here, Bryce Saul, facing off against Space Colonizer, who's up-and-coming strats. It's like he definitely do some damage against Bryce Saul with these new finds that he's just been going crazy just discovering. So good stuff from him. And then on Monday, we got a matchup planned for Gruntiatus versus John Bloody Thumbs, starting at 6 p.m. Eastern. Unfortunately, we're going over our little deadline with that one, but scheduling conflicts just kind of forced our hand with having to push that one back a day so that we could get that match in there. Still, we have an unscheduled match between Steve Zero and Ito 87. That is a match that's, we're going to need to hear some words from those two racers. Otherwise, we're going to have to take some drastic measures with that one to, hopefully not like cancel it entirely. But we gotta hear some word from these two racers in order to move forward with that one, because we can't go to the next round without the result of that one.
Hold on a second here.
So what is at stake for this race here against TapatioJ and RNG?
Actually, no. Real quick, Prince Leaf. I just have a bone to pick with you. You've been saying on commentary over and over, someone just taking a death because they had an empty drop and calling it the Telio strat. I was literally doing that for years before Telio even played the game. So I just wanted to clarify with you that is not the Telio strat, all right?
All right. Note taken. So what is at stake for this race here? TapatioJ and RNGesus. Whoever wins this race is going to go on to face the beast himself. He definitely showed that in his matchup yesterday. CHX42 is waiting the winner of this race. Okay, while the loser is going to go down and play whoever is the winner of the Gruntiatus and John Bloody Thumbs matchup down there in the second chance bracket. So the winner is going to have a buzzsaw to get through, but it'll definitely be a good race nonetheless.
I mean, you got to remember that the luck doesn't hold over the long term for anybody and everybody. Same day that CHX was having these wild things happen, yours truly did a 3-hour stream in the afternoon and basically spent the whole day just getting nothing for most of the time to have any good times. Just one of those days. So you never know what you're going to get. It's just how well you play with what you get. And maybe, just maybe, you can sneak out a W. You know, like a best of 7 last year I was involved in that went the distance.
So as we kind of unkink these little stream feeds that we're having with RNGesus right now, just worth noting, RNGesus is up 2-0. TapatioJ still hanging around here. I think he could still take some wins off of RNGesus. This is just not somebody that you can take lightly here. TapatioJ's got to get some, or take less deaths and all that stuff. I think he can definitely force another game here. I think he locks it in, takes this one from RNGesus. I want him to win, obviously, because we're a little biased on that one.
We are still having some real issues on RNGesus' end. We are troubleshooting behind the scenes here. I'm not really sure what's going on. RNGesus believing it's actually his ISP that's causing the issue. There could be maybe some throttling going on potentially. We're hoping we can get this underway here so we can resume this matchup. Our final matchup of the evening. It's 2-0 for RNGesus, and we are just trying to lower his quality of stream. Maybe that'll be enough to have it be a little bit better. In the meantime, yeah, there's some crazy matchups coming, as we were talking about. And we do have that one last one to schedule, like I said. Hopefully get them in on Saturday. But if not, Sunday would be just fine by me. So, Leaf, I have to ask you, any thoughts on your upcoming match tomorrow?
I gotta be honest, Skunky's got me a little bit scared. I just don't know what I'm gonna get out of him. He comes out of nowhere and gets his sub 6, and then he disappears for a couple months to go back to his Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles runs. I don't know what I'm gonna get from Skunky, so I'm just expecting a good one when he shows up. But I just never know. Some days he's sub 6ing, some days he's getting sub 7s.
And that's the thing with someone with a little less experience. It's hard to get a feel for them sometimes, but they can also just have one of those days where they're odd and just make you want to tear your hair out. I kind of feel the same way about Space Colonizer. Space Colonizer played very well versus Ladov, and a little bit more consistent and better than in previous tournaments and in some other, playing the game. But who knows what we'll get on Saturday. Looking forward to that. And I think RNGesus is back on stream. Hopefully the issues will be mitigated somewhat so we can actually get you this game number 3 of this match. And just looking forward to this once we are underway. How about you in chat? Who do you think is going to take game number 3? RNGesus has won 2 in a row here. Is Tapatio going to strike back and force a game 4? Or is RNGesus going to finish out the sweep here in the upcoming game number 3?
I don't like sweeps, so I'm just going to give it to TapatioJ on this one. But I'm also very biased towards heavy weapons crew members, so TapatioJ, I want him to win, but he's got to play a little bit better.
I'm not gonna lie, I've really liked what I've seen from RNGesus. Hasn't been playing the game as much lately as, say several months ago. I was a little concerned about RNGesus coming into this tournament, but thus far what I've seen, RNGesus is looking pretty strong. And if RNGesus is able to finish it out here, CHX better look out. It's not going to be a pushover match, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, RNGesus is primarily a Doom runner, as far as I know. Just doesn't really grind the Smash TV nearly as much, but he's definitely really skilled in that regard for what he's put up for today. So RNGesus is definitely not someone to take lightly, especially if CHX has to face him in the next round. He's definitely got a good match coming for him.
Say like 6 months ago, RNGesus was putting in like 3 to 6 hours a day on Smash TV. Like there was a while there where RNGesus' stream was nothing but Smash TV. So the reps are there. You always talk about the experience means a lot. Talking about the game and just the reps. Like RNGesus has the reps. Pretty new to it compared to some other runners who are putting in the reps, but like RNGesus is put in the time and is absolutely showing the quality thus far tonight.
Not just for easy percent, but he's also running normal as well. So just getting a little more feed for the higher respawn rooms and such. Especially like with with Tank Troll being the same spawn rates, that normal stuff's definitely going to help you better your easy percent as well.
Like getting decent times in normal is not just about power ups because it's a long run and the power ups over time are going to more or less equal out. But it really helps you understand how to move with the orb and try to dance around disaster. So that part of normal runs is huge for runners going into easy. A lot of the top runners can play normal. So it looks like we are back. Looks like still some minor stutters here. We'll have to wait and see how it performs, but we will try to get this match in. So Leaf, why don't you get them counted in? We'll get underway here for game number 3. I mean, yeah, I'm going to stick with my prediction. I think RNGesus is going to take this one. I think Tapatio is going to be close. But in the end, I think RNGesus is going to pull it out with a slightly better regular arena play. When you have 2 runners of this caliber, it's either going to come down to who has the much better mutoid luck or who plays better in the regular arena. And thus far, RNGesus has been the better of the 2 in regular arena play. So chat, they want to believe here Taps. They're voting for Taps. I like it. I mean, I could be wrong, but I believe it's going to be an RNGesus sweep. But hey, I'm a loose affiliate of the HWC, the Heavy Weapons crew. So I'd like to see Taps do well. My fellow Mario Golf player. A little cheers there from Taps. Just a little liquid courage before we get underway. Prince Leaf probably getting them underway here now, and we should be good to rock.
So I think we're still having some screen stuttering issues from RNGesus, but we're just going to go ahead and roll with it.
We've done everything we can do, just lowering the quality and a few other things in RNGesus' end. Hopefully it won't be like last time where we had like 15-second, 20-second chunks that just disappeared into the ether. Because if it's a close finish, it's going to be very difficult to try to figure out who won. So RNGesus underway here. Let's see if they'll get Tapatio lined up. Let's see if the stutters happen. Hopefully we'll be okay. But it's game number 3. RNGesus up 2-0. Tapatio looking to force a game number 4. We want to say we have to win 3 on the trot, but that's not true. Just got to win the first one to force the next one. And I believe this is an intentional pause here.
Yeah, I do have to say, if we have to go to a replay review, we can't possibly.
It is not. Oh no.
If we can't possibly see his feed for a replay review, I think we're just gonna have to give it to TapatioJ because it's up to the game provider, the runner, to prove that they left the game at that specific time, and if they can't do it, we have to give it to the guy who can.
Look at this, pretty much step for step, RNGesus and Taps both having a very low 40 as we head into there. And yes, we are still dealing with some issues on RNGesus' side. Hopefully it does not cause any issues. And as said by Prince Leaf, we'll have to figure this out. This tournament is nothing if not requiring being inventive on the fly.
Yeah, hopefully this is just a one-time thing for RNGs. He does stream regularly, so this might just be one hiccup with his. He said his internet service provider, but it could just be just one of those nights because obviously, Mr. Dino had some hiccups, but it wasn't really his internet. It was just the fact that he had no power. But this happens from time to time, so.
And it's going to be a 126 for TapatioJ, a 127 for RNGesus, but RNGesus did get the orb midway through the room.
The Razor Shield will help TapatioJ get the foot soldiers. Just gonna have to make. Well, it didn't look like he was doing your little advice of leaving one to blow up. He did get one. I don't think it was the first one that was there. He let one explode to not have to shoot at it.
Well, either way, Tapatio right now gonna have to hunt for that orb. Doing a good job. Gets rid of the swarmers in fairly quick order, and does get the orbs. So let's see if there is a lead change coming here.
Ooh, I don't think he should have broke that shield there as he had the orb. It was the last one in the room. He lost a little bit of time that he would have gained not having it, so not a good
I think it was more or less a wash there. I do like the aggressiveness of it, but you are right. I don't think it gained him anything in the least. And great drops here for RNGesus. We have a Razor and then Rocket, so a 1 second lead for RNGesus into the room, probably growing a little based on the early drops. Let's see if it evens out as the room moves along.
Yeah, it definitely looks like his feed's a little bit better now, but it is jumping from time to time. So we're at least able to see how much demolition he's doing with his drops and all that right now.
This is the best movement we've seen from Taps thus far, anticipating where they're at, moving to good firing lines, and then just getting back to a middle spot as quickly as possible. Great stuff, as RNGesus will be out in a very low 3 here. What's Taps going to get here? Looks like about a 302, by the way, for RNGesus. It'll be about a 309 for Tapatio, so it's time for some stuttery bell, stuttering bell with stuttering bell stuttering.
Yeah, we unfortunately couldn't see what time specifically he left into the bonus room. I think it was like a 301, a 302, give or take on that one.
Based on his timer leaving, it was probably a high 302. And he gets a nuke, gets it. That's something you don't see every day.
An explosion followed by a pause. Yeah,
There's a Razor Shield chance, and Tapatio almost reflected off the wall there, and thankfully avoided losing his orb, and now has rockets, so great setup.
Yeah, TapatioJ got some really good starting powers to this. He got some rockets, he's getting this Razor Shield, keeping control of the center room. His kill count is definitely a lot better than RNGesus right now. RNGesus ignoring the gunner on the right side, just going more for center control than anything. You can work with one gunner if you keep the pattern on the right side, but he's making good work of that. He finally takes him out.
He had a nuke, so he was able to set up, and as you can see, the weapons have favored TapatioJ, and it's going to be basically a tie. It's probably about a 3/4 of a second lead for TapatioJ. Remember, they entered tied last time, so it'll come down to a bit of luck here. Rocket start for RNGesus. Taps takes out the gunners using the lobber to finish the job. Prime for the ball buster. Well, he's at least lining up. Misses it, though. Did RNGesus get it?
It looked like he got it.
And now a spreader for RNGesus. A huge opening here as both pop an arm. RNGesus could potentially set this up here.
But TapatioJ also has a spreader opportunity for him.
He gets one and he lines up for him. So they're both probably going to have a glitch toy out of this, I would wager.
No, it doesn't look like RNGesus got
Oh, RNGesus must have been sabotaged here. And it is a glitch toy for TapatioJ, so it's basically a tie ball game here, as the weapon slightly favors RNGesus.
RNGesus gets some lobbers off screen there. TapatioJ could get this lobber if he moves off of it. He doesn't look like he's going to. He take the intentional death here to try and get a spreader out of it. Will it work out?
That's a good Telio strat he's running.
Yeah, I was going to say it, but then I just remember what you told me.
Oh, and look at this!
RNGesus
could be setting up for the kill shot here.
Just unfortunate we can't.
Oh, but he runs away. He didn't get a ton of transfer damage.
But here's TapatioJ. Opportunity for him to get lots of transfer damage.
Will he get to it? His movement was a little off. He could have got there, but he was a little wild with his movement. I don't know if he's going to get this one.
Maybe he gets pushed into it. No, he's going to get it just in time.
He gets it. Can he steal this one at the end?
You need some transfer damage, though. Can he get it?
He got some, but will it be enough? He
It is
gets it!
enough.
He
He is
gets
going to
it!
get it.
TapatioJ steals one at the last second. A second chance. And TapatioJ, it'll move on to a game number 4. How do you think of that, Prince Leaf? Wow.
I'm loving every bit of it. I called it. I mean, I didn't want to call him out, and I was right to not call him out. So my boy TapatioJ taking that one away from RNGesus will not be a sweep, but he still has a lot of work to do if he wants to win this matchup against RNGesus, because he's still playing very well.
You know, 1-1. You win another one, you earn an opportunity to come back and do a best of 1. For now, the only thing to focus on is game number 4. Is TapatioJ going to push this to a deciding game 5? There's an HWC call out for Leaf and all the members of the Heavy Weapons crew. And Dino is on Team Taps for this one. Wow, a lot. The crowd wants to see a best of 5. So hopefully we can get a channel prediction here. Who will win game number 4? Will RNGesus win the match, or will TapatioJ push this to 5? And Drumboardist, thank you for the subscription, courtesy of Sawcraft. Awesome. Let's go, guys. Let's go. I'm pumped up. Are you excited? Leaf, are you excited? I'm pretty pumped.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this one. I really like those close competition matches, and I do want to see a game 5, preferably TapatioJ ahead on the game 5. But you know, anything can happen with these two racers, two very good racers. So we'll see.
Now, hopefully, we'll inexplicably and possibly get some slightly better connection here. I wonder if RNGesus maybe is connected to a network that's not working for Twitch stuff. And oh my, okay, that was wild looking too. We are getting some janky looking visual effects on RNGesus' side.
RNGesus is doing a couple tests, I think, right now, as we're waiting for him to ready up right now. Right now, yeah, I know.
Oh, right now I see a Wild Mac in the chat, so that's kind of fun. Speaking of the HWC.
Yep, that's another member. Good representation, huh? Just
oh, the HWC's making themselves known here. There's all sorts of them in there. Look at this.
It's like, aren't you yourself also a member of the Heavy Weapons crew?
I said I'm more of an affiliate. I don't necessarily hang out on there a whole lot, but I know the people. I drop in. I drunkenly just crash into their voice chat on a Friday night now and then just to be known and make Tapatio kind of grimace on a stream. It's good times.
Yeah, I don't do a whole lot with the Heavy Weapons crew, but I definitely, do associate myself with them every once in a while. So.
All right, so for those just joining us, that was quite a race there. TapatioJ staving off elimination, at least temporarily there, earning another opportunity to keep this match going. Game number 4 coming up here. It's 2-1 RNGesus in this best of 5. Winner advances to play CHX. The loser will not be out of the tournament. They will just be down to the second chance bracket, where you just have to keep winning to keep moving on. We'll have to wait and see who's going to take this one. Hopefully we'll get a channel prediction. You can put some points up. Who's going to take it? TapatioJ or RNGesus? I'm going to stick with it. I think RNGesus, that was probably his worst game overall. And I think he's going to clean it up and take it here, as much as I would not like to see it. I like both these guys. I'd be good with either, but we'll see what happens. We're underway here, Leaf. Who you got here? Who you got?
You know who I'm going for. I gotta go for my boy TapatioJ.
Well, that's fair enough. And as we can see, RNGesus with a wicked. Oh my God, he's dancing on the stage visually. That was something to behold. We're seeing things you'll never see ever again. I hope.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get this sorted out for next time, because we're definitely gonna have some close ones if he's got to face CHX, who's right now on fire. So. We'll see about that one.
Ooh, a very nice 39. Unfortunately, Tapatio got grenade sabotaged and will be a solid 2 seconds back. Not a death sentence by any means, but, just put you behind at the start. Let's see what the drops are. It's a foot versus a grenade. Nothing great for either guy. Razor Shield for RNGesus and a foot for Tapatio. Not good here, Leaf.
Yeah, there's an orb for RNGesus. He's going to be the one striking for TapatioJ. Still get the trash drops here, grenades. Yeah, he is forcing drops though. He's just grabbing whatever he sees. Finally, he gets something to hopefully salvage a little bit of what rotten luck he's had. Just rockets if
he gets clubbed down though. Oh, disaster has struck. We'll get the spreader though. That's the good news.
Yeah, that unfortunate death on TapatioJ's side, just a minor setback for him as RNGesus is just in full control of his game right now. Gets a rocket. That's kind of unnecessary with what he's got currently going. TapatioJ definitely needs an orb, definitely needs rockets if he wants to stay in this one.
We'll get a razor shield here. I wonder if he'll use it as a weapon. Oh, he gets actually some pretty good cooperation from the shrapnels. All decided to explode, so helping him clean up the room a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say with that invulnerability and razor shield, he's got a speed power up as well.
Pace for RNGesus.
He needs very good pace for RNGesus right now. Was that like a 201, 202?
It was a 2. It was a straight 2. That is a 2 flat.
He still has that orb really healthy. He's going to pull away with this one if TapatioJ doesn't see one pretty soon.
Yeah, this is where the time bleed could become really dire here for Taps. So let's see what the opening drop is. It is going to be a foot. That is just rotten.
Dude, for RNGesus.
RNGesus will just ignore that and hold the middle. There's no doubt about here. There's a sub 3 most definitely in play into the bonus room for RNGesus. Does go for the spreader. Let's see if he uses it a little here to kill some shrapnels. Doesn't quite do it. He had all 3 on the one side. He could have definitely ripped them to pieces. A rocket here for Taps. Fighting hard to get there. Does make it.
Still no orb for TapatioJ.
And that's a 254 for RNGesus. Just smoking along right now.
Yeah, he wants to make up for that last round. The last round was just a fluke, I believe. So he wants to end it right here. He's having a very good run. TapatioJ, no orb, but he's also died several times at this point. Just something's got to turn around if he wants to stay in this one.
He's going to have to play clean the rest of the way and hope for some mutoid luck because that lead is wildly impressive right now. Tank Trouble opens with an invulnerability for RNGesus, and he's just going to go kill shot and hope for the next one to be better. It is a razor shield, loses some of it, doesn't lose the orb though. Look at this movement, great dancing. Has to break the shield and loses the orb, does get the rockets, but dies. A huge opening here, Lee.
Yeah, TapatioJ definitely needed that. He has rockets going into tank trouble, so he'll be able to get rid of those gunners that RNGesus wasn't able to take out.
Now an orb pickup for RNGesus will help, but that was a long time of not getting a lot in there. And one gunner still attached here. As you said, Taps with those rockets, cleaning it up. Now a razor shield for RNGesus, so this should
gets more rockets. He's got more rockets as well. He got 2 power-ups already, plus he started this room with one. So can he get more rockets? If he just...
He does! More rockets!
Set of rockets.
The top door! It's still a 417 here for RNGesus, but he's got to be just disgusted with that time after how good of a time he had coming in. Look at this from Taps!
Definitely what he really needed to get back in this game, but RNGesus is still chugging along. He's got that orb. He probably get the orb damage, or sorry, the ball buster, but not the power up.
Taps closes it up to 21 seconds. You might say only that's a big lead. It was way bigger than that.
The RNGesus is just not getting the favorable power ups. He also took a death while he was trying to get a lobber there.
So TapatioJ, invulnerability to start. That's no good. Probably going to try to set up a ball buster here. And does get the invulnerability, misses the ball buster. And another invulnerability. Oh, this is awful.
Yeah, that missing that ball buster is also now crucial.
Does get a spreader, though. We'll have to manual it.
Order of priority.
Oh my god, a lobber on the feet, Leaf. This is wild sabotage. The drops were so good in tank trouble, but now they are just giving Taps the business.
RNG is still riding the lobber tray on his side, still doing some really good damage. He's hitting the sweet spot very well.
There's a spreader. Here's a spreader.
Much needed for him, especially since he's 3 forms back right now. RNGesus on the penultimate form gets a spreader.
Oh, and he gets the shrapnel death to get it a little quicker. What a great play by RNGesus.
Yeah, RNGesus may just have this one locked down with this spreader here. He's going to get some good transfer damage. I think he backed away a little bit, and he unfortunately gets zapped there. TapatioJ needs a spreader if he wants to stay here. A dead drop for him.
More dead drops. Unbelievable.
RNGesus' screen is gone. We don't know what he's grabbing.
Another empty drop!
Oh, this game is doing TapatioJ really dirty right now. But
now gets a spreader, but we have no idea what's going on RNGesus' side.
10 seconds, contestant.
Well, he dunned in the race channel at a 6:16. We just unfortunately can't see his feed right now, so we don't know whether or not that is true. But I think we have to go with what he is saying, because TapatioJ, now we've seen the end screen. TapatioJ still hasn't finished the Mutoid Man, so I think that's good enough to say we got RNGesus winning this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, as the admin of this thing, yeah, that is probably what we're gonna have to do. We are gonna have to try to avoid RNGesus streaming in prime time, I guess, because this was a real problem. And I gotta say, you know, Tapatio really balled out there to try to get back in this matchup, but the Mutoid Man drops were atrocious. There was nothing to be done when you have, I think it was 4 empty drops there with no weapon on board, meaning Taps was just spinning in a circle waiting for the next drop, dealing no damage. That is a monstrous.